I want to start this message out with a warning. If you get easily offended or you don't like the hard truth, then this could be too much for you, what I'm about to say. And this channel could be too much for you as well, because this channel speaks boldly the truth. And when I was growing up, my auntie that raised me, it was two things that she told me. She said, Maurice, I hate a thief. I do not like a thief. And I do not like a liar. She always said a liar that looks you in your face and lies to you ain't about nothing. That's what she used to say. And, right now, we're in an age where lying has taken over society and captured believers, unbelievers, but we're going to key in on that right now, because for those of you that follow me, I've got the notes. I always talk about bringing my little notes because I jot stuff down. And what I have down in here is talking about people not wanting to hear the truth. Some people just don't want to hear the truth. They want to continue on in their sin, regardless of the consequences, and knowing that it could be harmful on the body if they're using drugs or abusing their body or continuing with certain lifestyle that could possibly get them killed. They want to continue. It reminds me of an old sermon that I heard one time years back, where the preacher was talking about a drug addict that was on the corner shooting heroin. And the junkie said, leave me alone. Let me do my thing. You do your thing. Let me do my thing. I'm not bothering nobody. See, but drugs, as we know, it doesn't matter if you're a casual user or whatever, somebody died over them drugs getting over the border. Somebody has lost their lives or doing prison time because of the drugs. You are part of that. And unfortunately, we have people that want to continue in their sin. And I have in here, the reason why I key in on this is because this lie that is out there, that the election was stolen, that people are saying, oh, I heard from my sources. Who's your source? Some people, I've got some people that's within the military. They've said, as if they've gotten, this regular citizen, you're getting classified information. Oh, I've got FBI friends. I've got all of these people in high places. Ignoring all of the courts that's already ruled on everything. Ignoring the fact that all of these Trump-appointed judges ruled against him. And yet they somehow, I heard it from somewhere, or, and it's all of this conspiracy stuff. And then it's like, this is getting ready to happen because Timothy Dixon says so. Robin Bullock, Johnny Enlow, and Kat Kerr, and these are the big names. There's a whole lot of smaller names that I can go and continue to list of people that's not as popular as them. And then I watched an interview last week or so where Franklin Graham, because Franklin Graham don't get a pass on this either, because I've called him out before on earlier messages last year. But here he was being interviewed, and he was asked the question, do you think that you played a role in this deception and this lie that ended up leading to the attack of the Capitol as well? And he says, we need to move on, and Biden's the president now, and that's what we need to do. Didn't answer the question, because back when the election was over and they asked him, do you think the election was stolen? And he said, I tend to believe Trump. That's what he said. I tend to believe. So so the point is, these are religious folks that are blinded. They're being used by Satan as a tool to deceive people. Satan loves the simple fact that he can take you and get you distracted and let the months go by. Let the years go by. Are you going to continue to let it go by for 6 months? It's already 6 months, and let it go to a year, 2 years, 3 years. And then you get to 2024 and you've wasted 4 years. Because that's his only hope if he's going to run again, if he's still alive. After all, the man will be 78. We all have our time frames of death. But, you're not, as they say, a spring chicken no more, as the old school folks would say. And these false teachers are being used by God, and people are sitting back and allowing themselves to be drawn into this. And they don't care because they want to live in their sin. They want to live this particular way but have these false hopes and dreams and wasting their lives away. You got so many other things to do, that God's got so many other plans that he has for you. So many things that he wants you to accomplish. And you don't have to sit there and waste time with following these false teachers that are dangling a carrot in front of you to keep you thinking that Trump is coming back. He's not coming back. He will not be back in August. He will not. And don't give me that, well, hold on, it's getting ready. They've been saying that it's month after month. Those of us that have discernment and the spirit of discernment knows that this is a lie. Trump coming back is a lie from the pits of hell. He's not coming back. Satan is using this as a distraction. He's got people deceived. They don't know what's going on. They're totally blinded. And it brings me to the conclusion, because I was thinking earlier today as I wanted to wrap up this message on the conclusion, and I was thinking back at Sodom and Gomorrah. When God had made his decision to destroy the city, he only warned Lot and his family. The people that were living in the city, they didn't get a warning. They didn't get a warning. And because God had already made his decision. And I said, that's pretty heavy. God made his decision already that was it. So there was people continuing in their sin, walking around in the city, not knowing that their time was on the clock to be over. They had no clue. And that's what it's about. These false teachers, they're on the clock. They're on the clock. And if you're in the city, if you're a follower of them, and if you're in the city with them, when God's judgment comes, when he decides to put you on that clock and the clock is ticking, you better get out of the city. I'm not the only one that's warning people about the false teachings and all of these people that are drawn into Satan's web. There's others out there warning. You come across the messages. You're ignoring them because you want to continue to live in your sin. And you want to continue to do what you want to do. You want to continue to please the flesh. But God's timing is going to be something else in your life if you do not repent. That's your only hope. You're going to have to repent. You can't be like this Timothy Dixon, this other false prophet, where I watched him basically crying on his hands and knees. Oh God, we need Trump. We need Trump. And I'm like, what the heck is this? I mean, you so focused on a man? I mean, that you don't think God can raise up another leader that will have integrity, that will be a strong leader to lead people? You've got to keep resorting to somebody that lost, that has no integrity, that has, no morals, and that's okay? No. You're on the clock. I told you, you've been warned, and I'm sorry that the message is harsh, but that's how the reality goes. In this channel, we take Satan head on, and as I've been mentioning as of late, we punch him right in between his chops. And the most of all, we march forward and give God the glory, because that's what this channel is about. And we want to open eyes to those that are lost and bring folks into the fold. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and coming along for the journey, turning the notification, hit like, because we're continuing to give God the glory and march forward. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.